Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the Bitcoin Vigilante. You can support our show in that corner with the QRF code. We're here with Rosie Tran, the Crypto Kitty, and there's also ways to support scrolling below. We're going to be revamping the show branding-wise and everything like that come January. But speaking of January, so Trump will get sworn into office January 20th. Biden and Harris are still in office. They're still not doing anything. Harris is on vacation, and Joe Biden doesn't know where he is. And this is the thing that the white liberals.
You just made me snort.
I mean, he's wandering around the Amazon jungle. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is the thing that drives me nuts about liberals is they think they're so open-minded, and they're like, the Trump supporters, they're in a cult. They don't want to listen to the facts. Okay, neither do you. I saw there's famous big name comedians, some of whom I know, after that debate with Joe Biden, were on social media going, oh, stop. He doesn't have dementia. He's just older. There's ageism. I was like, you guys, it's unbelievable how you were like, if Trump was showing this kind of cognitive decline, you would be all over him, and rightfully so. If Bernie Sanders was our president and was babbling and losing his place, I would be calling him out. I would be saying he's not mentally fit to be the leader of this country. Get him out of there. It's not right. And you,
but also it's what's up with his family? What's happening with Joe Biden? It's like, it's cruel. My my dad passed away. I had to take care of my dad in his last 4 months of it's cruel. It's not even, I even feel bad making fun of Joe Biden because I had a dad that kind of had to deal with that.
My dad too.
And it's horrifying. It's horrifying. And
awful.
He should not, and it just shows how power hungry Washington is, that they're just propping up this weekend at Bernie's, not Bernie Sanders, weekend at Bernie's character just to continue on and on. And like you said, it's a delusion, because now, the entire fate of America it's like, what's going to happen?
So let's get into this. We're starting to see Trump's cabinet picks. I mean, the big winner of the election was Israel. Let's just say that. I mean, it's like both sides are funded by AIPAC. So, but, and I think whoever would have won, it's just like, what flavor of fascism would we have? So now we're going to have the right-wing fascism. But speaking from just a crypto standpoint, looking at who Trump is picking in his cabinet, looking at, again, a lot of Democrats and Republicans won, pro-crypto Democrats and pro-crypto Republicans won seats in the House and the Senate.
Yes.
So how do you see this from purely just a Bitcoin and crypto regulatory stance? What do you see happening with this administration that is very pro crypto and pro Bitcoin?
Well, what I hope to see is less regulation of the crypto markets. And by less, I just want them to stop going after the little guy, because that's really what was going on during the Gensler administration, was a lot of going after the little guy and a lot of, turning of a blind eye to actual concerns in the crypto market. Example, SBF and FTX, that he didn't even have, if you actually read about some of the incompetence, he didn't have a bank account. A bank account to segregated account. He was taking investor money and investing it with his own and doing risky investments. And so those are basic things that the SEC needs to be going. And instead, Gary Gensler was going on this witch hunt to make it look like he was doing stuff. And it was very unfair. Abra, which is a platform that I had crypto invested in, they went after them in 12 different jurisdictions, saying that they were doing illegal securities. And it was actually a staking protocol, which is very normal. Ether has a staking protocol. Bitcoin, people can stake their Bitcoin and get, crypto rewards and things like that. And so they were saying that that was an unregulated security. So what I think the crypto community would love to see is some clarification on some of the laws, because that was something that Gary Gensler did to go on his witch hunt, was he kept things specifically very vague. He never clarified if he thought Ethereum was a commodity or real estate or what it was. I know there's currently a Tezos. Tezos is a a coin, altcoin, where you can do staking, and there's also smart contracts. And there's a current lawsuit right now with a Tezos staker who's suing the IRS because the IRS's definition of Tezos is as property. And so the way property is defined, you don't have to pay capital gains tax until you sell the property. And he was being taxed on his staking.
Right.
So there's a lot of little nuances like that that need clarification. And because Gary Gensler was power hungry and just wanting to prosecute anyone and, you know, go and have brunches, he wasn't providing that clarification for the community. And so what I would love to see, and I think the rest of the crypto community would love to see, is clarification so we can just try to make money with crypto. I mean, that's what the little guy wants.
Yeah. And I hope they do the clarification. I think one of the smartest things, and it was Max and Stacy that helped with this legislation in El Salvador, is El Salvador made it very clear. Bitcoin is a commodity. The altcoins are securities. It just made it boom. And then you I feel like if you did that in this country, then there's already a lot of regulatory stuff in place. And I know the SEC is far from perfect, but at least making those two demarcations then gives it does two things. First of all, there's already like regulatory stuff in place. And secondly, I think the retail investor, the little guy that you're talking about, the mom and pop that just wants to put, you know, they got $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever to put into Bitcoin, that helps them go, oh, okay, I know what this is. And this is like digital gold, and, you know, Ethereum and everybody else is like digital stocks. Okay, great. It can just simplify it for them. I know it's not. And people in the comments will scream, Graham, it's not a stock. I know.
He's giving an example.
Yeah. It's just, you have to simplify it for most people. You have to, because most people don't understand it. When you get into you start confusing people with the hash rate and the mining, and they're just like, ugh. So you just make it simple. And I think if they do that,
and they haven't done that, but here's the thing, Graham, that has come from the government.
Right.
You know, Michael Saylor and other people have gone to the government asking for clarification. You know, when Aber Financial, which is the small exchange I was talking about, was sued, they went to the SEC and said, fine, give us clarity. Yeah. And they refused to do it because they wanted to keep prosecuting and saying, look, we won this case, or look, we went against this guy and won. So it was just a notch in Gary Gensler's belt and not really helpful at all to the average person.
Yeah, Leftover Beefcake in the chat made a great point. He goes, I'd like to see them go after the influencers that deliberately did pump and dump steam.
Yes. There's
a lot of crypto.
There's a lot of YouTubers for sure that were pushing certain altcoins, and then as soon as they jumped, you know, 1,000x or whatever, they would cash out.
And they were all getting paid like big money to push it. Like they weren't just they made it seem like it was some organic, like I just found this coin, it seems awesome. And they're getting paid big money to promote it. And they got paid a bunch of those coins. And then they, like you said, they pumped and dumped them. And so it's like that.
Yeah, go after those guys. There's first of all, what was so upsetting to me is that there actually is no shortage of shady people in the crypto industry, but none of those people were prosecuted. It's like, I'm like, hello, Gary, just go on YouTube.
I know. Go get those people. Don't make it hard for like working class Americans to buy it and own it and keep it on a cold wallet. Like, don't make it that hard for them. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
no, there was tons of scammers driving around in their Lambos and all this other stuff, and like clear scammers that you know, a 5-year-old could pick out as a scammer.
Yeah.
And the SEC did nothing. And then they went after legitimate. It was just a very bizarre, it was just very, really bizarre.